Again, Rush Hudson Limbaugh III, his blood diamond fell out of his dying hand. He still did. I'm gonna keep reciting Gil Scott-Heron songs. I don't know if anyone enjoys seeing me do this. They probably don't, actually. But I enjoy doing it, because Gil Scott was a great fucking writer. The songs are incredible. And I've also, aside from it being Black History Month, again, this year has been a black-hearted sort of history months and days. And, it made me reflect on my parents. I discovered that my parents have been intravenous heroin addicts, like, for more than my entire life. And they kept it from me. Or I kept it from me. And then I'm reflecting back on all the artists that I gravitated toward that really spoke to me. And, they speak to me for reasons outside of, their personal afflictions. But, most of them are heroin addicts themselves. It's fucking heroin. Most people have suffered from it, the addiction. And for everyone, I can say this with a surety, everyone, whether they want to admit it or not, or whether they even know it or not, is like 1 degree of separation away from the disease. It's heroin. Like, people were fucking hopped up on opium since almost the dawn of fucking days, We just discovered a way, similar to how we mass produce anything, even like sugar cane. Always was unethical, but now we could just produce fucking fake fucking sucralose and fucking make fucking all sorts of colorful fucking candies and fucking shit that fucking we feed kids. That's why everyone has fucking diabetes. So now we have fentanyl, synthetic opioids. So it's like that Xanadu opium den is all the worse for it. So again, I'm sure most of you are familiar with it, particularly if you're fucking bothering to watch me. You're hip to the scene. Gil Scott-Heron. Yeah, he was a heroin addict. And it's essential to understand his songs, and particularly his arc, from his earliest albums to, his final one, in which he kind of looks back, I think, from a point of recovery. So I'm new here. That's a good album. His final album's real good. Again, similar to, I'm glad he got the opportunity. People like Leonard Cohen and Bowie they got a chance to make, like, they knew they were on their way out the door, and they got a chance to make like a real fucking good final album, a good coda. But this is probably his first real big one, his first major album. It's off of the 1971 Pieces of a Man. Now, as you know, as I've discussed maybe before, 1971 was a pivotal year. But it was also just in general, because it was such a rupture and there was so much going on politically and geopolitically, the music was astounding. And you know what? Fuck it. The best album from 1971, and therefore a contender for one of the great modern albums of all time, is Gil Scott-Heron's Pieces of a Man, pound for pound. It's like, it's got, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. I'm just going to read the list right now, check this real quick. Save the Children, Lady Day and John Coltrane, Home is Where the Hatred Is, When You Are Who You Are, I Think I'll Call It Morning, Pieces of a Man, well, I'll sing that one later, Sign of the Ages, Or Down You Fall, The Needle's Eye, The Prisoner. These are all like the best songs of any other given album, and they're just stacked like 11. So yeah, this actually might be like one of the great albums outside of my own subjective tastes. And this is probably, it's hard to say. Revolution Will Not Be Televised is definitely the most popular, but I would say that Home is Where the Hatred Is the, he'd released it before and the kind of sort of different versions, but this was, I think, the linchpin, sort of quintessential song of the entire album. Again, keep in mind, Gil Scott-Heron was at that point, like many socially minded activists from the 60s, they were, maybe it was a setup, you never know. They were all getting bogged down with, dope sickness, heroin addiction, So the song's always relevant, but I dedicate it to Hartford, which I walk through a lot, and I see a lot of the narrators of the song. A junkie walking through the twilight, I'm on my way home. I left 3 days ago, but no one seems to know I'm gone. Home is where the hatred is. Home is filled with pain, and it might not be such a bad idea if I never went home again. Stand as far away from me as you can and ask me why. Hang on to your rosary beads, close your eyes to watch me die. You keep saying, kick it, quick it, kick it, quick it. God, but did you ever try to turn your sick soul inside out so that the world could watch you die? Home is where I live inside my white powder dreams. Home was once an empty vacuum that's filled now with my silent screams. Home is where the needle marks tried to heal my broken heart, and it might not be such a bad idea if I never went home again, home again, home again, home again. Kick it, quit it, kick it, quit it. Fuck it, that was shorter than I thought. I got the time for it. I dedicate this one to my father, specifically. Pieces of a Man. Jagged jigsaw pieces tossed about the room. I saw my grandma sweeping with her old straw broom, but she didn't know what she was doing. She could hardly understand that she was really sweeping up pieces of a man. I saw my daddy meet the mailman, and I heard the mailman say, now don't you take this letter to heart now, Jimmy, 'cause they laid off 9 others today. But he didn't know what he was saying. He could hardly understand that he was only talking to pieces of a man. I saw the thunder and heard the lightning, and felt the burden of his shame. And for some unknown reason, he never turned my way. Pieces of that letter were tossed about the room, and now I hear the sounds of sirens come knifing through the gloom. But they don't know what they are doing. They could hardly understand that they're only arresting pieces of a man. I saw him go to pieces. I saw him go to pieces. He was always such a good man. He was always such a strong, strong man. Yeah, I saw him go to pieces. I saw him go to pieces. Gil Scott didn't live long after his last album. But he still lives on, doesn't he? No matter what happens with my father, pieces of that man will live on, I know. As long as I do. Shit, if I play my cards right, maybe a little bit longer than that too.